Human resources. Human we know is man, but what is a resource? Okay, resources are things we need to do something. Like we need books to study, so books and teachers and now computers are resources for us to study. Same thing like cycle, bus, they're all resources for us to go to school. And we have many resources around us. Okay, the earth has petrol, land, money, and finally human, man. Okay, human resources are the most important. Although we cannot do without other resources also, but human resources are important to us because we are creators. We make things, we make buildings, we make bridges, we make roads and everything, and we are creators and we are destroyers also. We fight with each other with atom bombs. We release viruses into our earth and destroy people. Human resources are the most important. Okay. There is another word called population. Population is people living in a certain area. Okay. What is the population? What's the population of our society? Is number of people living in our society. In A blocks, B blocks, C blocks. What is the population of Rajkot? Population of a city, population of a state, population of a district, population of a country, the population of continents, and population of the whole world. I think you should Google it out and find out what is the population of our world at the moment and what is the population of India. So that is population, number of people staying in a certain area. If you want to know the population of India, that means we need to count all the people in India. It's a tough thing to count. I mean, to go into villages and everywhere, mountains, and to count people. Of course, our government does this every 10 years. Okay, the last counting was done in 2011 and 2021. Again, hopefully, counting will be done. If, of course, this pandemic gets over and we'll be counting number of people in our country. It is called census. People go around house to house, from places to places and count people, number of families, number of people in the family, and we make a total of the number of people in our country. There are about 130 crore people. 130 crore. Try to write down the number of zeros in 130 crores. So you will come to know the number of people in our country. Okay. The other important thing is distribution. 130 crore people are not living evenly distributed in the whole of India. Some places there are more people per area, and some places there are very few people per area. Some places there are almost no people per area. Okay, so this is called distribution, or in other words, we can call it density. How dense the population is, how many people living per certain area, per certain kilometer. Uh, say Uttar Pradesh is a state where there's a lot of people living per square kilometer. Okay, so density is very high. In cities, the density is very high. Okay, so like say Mumbai, you will have a lot of people staying in 1 square kilometer. But in Rajkot, maybe, or maybe in say smaller places like Gondal, there will not be so many people living per square kilometer. So that is the density of population. But what are the factors that affect the density of a place, of a population of a place? One is topography, meaning mountains, deserts, water bodies. Okay, so these are areas. Flat land. If there is a flat land, more people will stay, and if it's a mountainous area, less people will stay. If the area is not very fertile, if the soil of that place is not very good, then not many people will stay there. Like you find in Saurashtra or in many places of India, you find the soil is not good and nothing much grows in the soil. So you find not many people staying there. But see the plains of Ganges, Ganga, you will find 24 crore people staying on that river because it's a very fertile land. Climate, very cold climate, you'll find less people. And also very hot climate, you'll find less people. Moderate climates, there'll be a lot of people staying there. Water availability, if you find that there's a lot of water available around a place, then many people will stay there because we need water to drink, we need water to cultivate our fields, to bathe, to clean our clothes. And there are other reasons also why the density increases. One of them is business. If in a certain area there are a lot of business going on, there are a lot of jobs coming up, you'll find a lot of people staying there. Like Delhi, all the metropolises, Bombay. So doing business, international businesses. Okay. Now there is another word called change in population. Change in population. How does the population change? If the people are staying at one place, they will keep on changing. How will it change? One is death rate. Okay, if people die, the number of the population will decrease. Birth rate, if number of people uh, are born, the rate of people are born, the rate is more, meaning number of people, the birth of people, or birth of children per day or per year is more, then you will have more and more population. Population will increase. Sometimes what happens is that from the village people come to cities. So the population of village will decrease and population of cities will increase. So this is all, this kind of change where people shift from one place to another place is called migration. People migrate from India to other countries for studies, for work. Okay, and there are migrations from villages to cities where people find work for themselves. Now, there is another word called composition of population. What is the population composed of? What is the how are the human composition in places? Okay, composition is types of people. Okay, you can make a composition of say, let us take this society. So you will have males and females. How many males are there and how many females are there? Or transgender. Transgenders are people now recognized as people who are not males, not females. How many adults are there? How many children are there? How many old people are there? Okay, like in a country, there'll be rich people, there'll be poor people, there'll be middle income people, there'll be literate, those people who are learned, people who are illiterate, those people who are not literate, not learned. Then we have, say, professionals, people who are working, uh, like doctors, architects, interior designers, engineers, etc. And people who are workers, people who are doing manual work, labor, they are tilling the fields, they are doing all kinds of work in the factory, they're making roads. So this is called the composition of the population in a certain area. So I hope we know what human resources. Human resources are very important. Resources are what we need, things we need. And population is people per certain area. Then we come across words called counting of people in an area, distribution of people. Some places there are more people staying in a smaller area, somewhere there are less people staying in an area. Then there is a change in population, the change in number of people because of people come from somewhere else, people go to somewhere else, people die, people are born. And finally the composition. Composition is the structure of a population. Rich people, poor people, males, females, children, adults, etc. Okay, so this is what human resource is all about.